Hello friends, welcome back. So, you love pizza and you'd love to do sourdough pizza, but you think it's too much of a faff. I've got news for you. This is the best pizza dough you will ever have, and it's sourdough, and it's really easy. Let's go. So we're starting off, I'm just showing you what I've been baking already there, look. And I'm going to feed my sourdough starter. So this is early afternoon, I think it's about 1 p.m-ish, and I swear by it now. I'm sorry, I used to be a cup measurement girl, but I swear by using a scale, because when I used to feed it with my cup measurements, it would only ever almost double. I changed at Christmas to doing weights and measures on a scale, a digital scale, and my sourdough starter has not been healthier. It is amazing. So I do 25 grams of sourdough starter and put that with 100 grams of water and 100 grams of flour and give it a really good mix up, because when I weighed it out, a cup of flour is 130 grams and 3/4 of a cup of water, which is what I was doing, is 160 grams. So it is not equal at all. So doing it by the grams means you can be accurate, and it doesn't take very long at all. As you can see here, this isn't speeded up very much at all. It's a lot easier than you think. And there's the discard that's left. I keep it in a jar in the fridge, and I use that for other baked treats that I just want to flavour up and make pancakes with it and all sorts. So that's going to go in the fridge. My starter's going to sit on there, and we'll come back soon. So once your sourdough starter looks like that, this is the evening now. Before I go to bed, I grab my recipe book. That's my recipe book. It's all written down in there. And I'm just going to mix the ingredients together. This is so simple. I'll put the link to the recipe in my show notes below, but it's so easy. Honestly, it's just have to measure out the ingredients, mix them together. You don't even have to knead it. You don't have to do anything with it. It's just time with this recipe. I love this recipe. I use both a little bit of whole wheat flour and plain flour, so that's a little bit of whole wheat flour in there. Oh, a little tip as well. I've also noticed, this is what I'm doing here, mixing in the water and the sourdough starter. And then you don't get big thick ribbons of the sourdough starter in, because it all mixes into the water and dissolves. It's much easier. But I would also advise you I usually use my dough whisk for this, because it's obviously what it's made for. And I'd been baking with it earlier, and it was just been washed up, and so I just grabbed the nearest thing I could find. And you'll see in a minute why I don't recommend, once I've mixed all this together, why I do not recommend using a normal balloon whisk to mix your dough together. Just hang on a second. That's some salt, and there's some oil going in. A dead easy recipe. And then we're going to just mix it all together. Now let's see why we don't use a balloon whisk. Mixing it together. Can't actually use it because it's all got stuck inside the balloon whisk, so I've got to actually just get it all out and then use my hands anyway. Oh, I don't know. We do these things, don't we? I probably won't concentrate very much. And again, I'm so used to grabbing for my dough whisk, which is in the same place. But all I do is get it all mixed together, and then we'll have a look at it when it's all together in a minute. So this is what it looks like before bed. So as you can see, it's quite shaggy, it's quite sticky. I've just washed my hands, but if I touch it, it's quite sticky. It's only just gone together. It'll sit there overnight, and it'll look better in the morning. I'll show you what it looks like in the morning. So this is the next morning. It's been sat on the side all night. It's grown a bit. It doesn't grow loads, we're not after that, but it's definitely got nicer and slacker. So we're going to keep the lid on, and we're going to put it in the fridge. So I'm in my pyjamas, look, it's definitely the next morning, and it's just going to go in the fridge for the rest of the day. And then on the evening, before we want to bake with it, see the sunshine now, or the daylight, before we bake with it, we're going to get it out and rest it for a little while on the side. So about half an hour there, and then after about half an hour, we're going to just shape it. So this is me pouring it out. I'm going to split it into two. I always make two pizzas. They're not massive pizzas, but it does us nicely because we get to adjust the toppings on them. So I cut it into two and just roll them into balls, leave them on a floured surface, and let them rest in that ball shape just for a little bit longer before I come back to top them. So again, see, no kneading. I'm just going to cover them over with a clean tea towel, tidy up a little bit. And now they've spread out a little bit. Can you see that was about half an hour between then, which gave me time to do the meatball. So the topping that I chose this day was cheese and meatballs on a pasta sauce. I had some frozen meatballs in the freezer, so I got them out, cooked them up, perfect. Again, this is not rocket science. I think most people know how to roll out pizza dough. But as you can see, it stretches really quite nicely. It's not dead. It's not really sticky anymore. You can stretch it. You can deal with it really quite nicely. It's a really nice dough to deal with. It's soft. It's pliable. It's not too sticky. It's a bit sticky when you first roll it out, obviously, but it's not too bad. And you can stretch it and manoeuvre it to the pan that you're putting it on. I've got a question. My son thinks I'm odd because I put the pizza topping under the cheese. What do you do? Look, so I've just put the meatballs and everything on, the onions, the meatballs, everything on, and then put the cheese on the top. What do you do? I know pepperoni a lot of times people put over the cheese, but I put it under because then it's all nice and covered in cheese. It makes no sense to me to put it on the top. But apparently I'm quite unique in that. My son was asking me the other week, well, I've made pizza for ages, but when we've started making it regularly again, why do you put the toppings on the top, Mum? Why? I thought, well, what else would you do? Well, you put it why do you put it under the cheese, sorry? Well, what else do you do? Oh, you put it on the top. Don't make sense to me that, but what do you do? Put in the comments below. Are you a cheese on top or a toppings on top? I never heard of that before. So anyway, these are just going to now go be topped. Both of them are the same, but one has, I don't know if you've noticed, so you probably haven't, one has slightly more cheese on because I'm not the biggest cheese lover. So one has more cheese on for the boys and the girls have the littlest one with less cheese on. They're both going to go in the oven and I'll show you. Oof, steaming us up. It has got meatballs on the top. Look at them. Woohoo! Whoa. One and I can't see. I'll film at the same time. Whoa. And two. So, as you can see, it was very well anticipated meatball pizza in our house. Come off the tray really easily, really nice to cut through. I ended up getting a pizza wheel in the end. If you've seen me cut pizzas before on a video or a Instagram or one of those, I've had a big rocking pizza cutter, but I caved and got a pizza wheel because it is easier for this. But there they are, look, absolutely gorgeous, nice hard base. Beautiful sourdough pizza. Give it a go. Recipe below. See you next time.